In a rather spicy episode of Fox News The Five, we have the residential Fox News liberal Jessica Tarlov going directly at Trump and her MAGA co-host for their Kamala propaganda in such a precise manner that there wasn't anything left that they had to say that went undebunked. So of course, we're going to look at the best of these clips and just add whatever context we can.
I don't want to use his name in those contexts, but to say that this is something that they are inventing versus that they're getting it from the people who worked for him is absolutely not fair. And I would just say, if you are upset that you're being called an authoritarian, go and take a look at his Truth Social post from right before the show started. This cease and desist letter that he has about prosecuting people he suspects of cheating, and this extends to lawyers, political operatives, donors, illegal voters.
Oh, lawfare.
So why didn't they indict Hillary Clinton when he had the goods on her?
Because there was nothing on her.
Are you kidding?
I am not kidding.
Oh, she didn't have any classified documents?
Are you kidding?
She only used her laptop and her phone.
She did.
Where did she keep the classified documents in the emails?
Who was a Republican,
okay, and already he's talking about Hunter Biden. Donald Trump is trying to make sure. Donald Trump is trying to make sure that he heals the country. So don't make it sound like
the country.
Okay, first to debunk the whole, well, he didn't go after Hillary, did he? Talking point, because yes, he did. He directed his DOJ to go after Hillary for years, pushed them to open investigations and file charges even when they didn't have any evidence. And when his initial attempts at doing that failed, he tried to find other ways to go both at Hillary and Bill through their foundation and through other measures. But his own DOJ said, hey, sorry, we can't find anything chargeable. Nobody in their right mind would charge her with something. And if you look now, he's threatening media that is unfavorable to him, saying they should be sued, they should face charges, they should lose their license, talking about ABC, CBS. He's went at CNN multiple times in the past few years. He's threatening to bring in the National Guard on Democrats, calling Democrats the enemy within, saying charges should be brought on various Democratic officials, the way he talks about utilizing the military and ICE to like walk through houses and do card checks for mass deportation. These are authoritarian mannerisms. And again, also talking about judges who don't agree with him, donors on the left as well. It's literally a core step to fascism and textbook authoritarianism.
On the stamina front, so the days that people say she wasn't doing anything, she did a Telemundo interview, she did an NBC interview, she did a CNN town hall. She hasn't been taking a break, and Trump has been canceling events right and left. He had an NRA rally he canceled, a CNBC interview, and an NBC interview.
Because he's doing
and
like
if he really
yeah,
whatever. Then talk to your scheduler and say, stop scheduling me because I can't do it because I'm a little bit old and I'm a little bit tired. Now,
really?
Or maybe he's shy.
Really?
Okay, he's shy.
Yeah.
He's not shy.
And despite all of this being objectively true, he's still calling Kamala lazy on the campaign trail, saying she doesn't have the stamina for the job when she's the one doing countless town halls, doing countless interviews, local radio, mainstream media, anything you can ask for, going on podcasts with new media, call her daddy. She wants to go on Joe Rogan. She's doing daily rallies in multiple states, while Trump is refusing to do another debate, running from that possibility, canceling any interview he thinks won't be favorable to him, and even having to miss his bread and butter rallies like one with the NRA, because truly he is the old man in the race now, and he doesn't have the ability to keep up with the much younger, much fresher candidate in Kamala, who is putting in the groundwork, now outdoing him in numbers of rallies, in fundraising, in field offices, and in grassroots donations, effectively keeping the momentum on her side heading into this election.
They're getting this from Mark Milley and from John Kelly, who gave on-the-record interviews. You can hear it in John Kelly's own voice talking about it. And the central premise of this and of so many things when it comes to Donald Trump is that we should just not take his words seriously. That Kamala's words matter and what Donald Trump says doesn't. Because guess what? Donald Trump calls Kamala a fascist quite regularly. He did it last month a couple times. He did it in August. Jake Tapper, just in the last hour, was playing audio of it. And so not only does he call her a fascist, he also calls her a communist. And last time I checked, communists were pretty bad. Mao, Stalin, they're responsible for over 100 million people's deaths. George Bush commemorated the lives lost to communism in 2007, I believe that it was. So spare me, as usual.
Yeah, and the difference is in the standing in which these two parties are coming from in their attack lines. Kamala calling him a fascist is literally quoting those who have worked directly with Trump, his top generals, who say definitionally he is absolutely a fascist. Word from his chief of staff, who said he's praised Hitler's generals and praised Hitler multiple times, that he's disparaged troops behind the scenes, multiple former aides and cabinet members who say he poses a threat to democracy and he tried every barrier to democracy he could the first time. He's going to do worse this time. While Trump is calling her a communist based on nothing. He probably couldn't even define communism. It's just a buzzword his base likes, so he uses it. He calls her a fascist multiple times. He's called all Democrats the enemy within. Again, insane language and verbiage that he's using, all unfounded incendiary rhetoric. So to pretend that it's Democrats doing the fear-mongering for pointing out very real things that very real people who have been close to Trump has said, when you're not even batting an eye at what Trump is doing or saying, it's incredibly disingenuous, but it fits into that typical MAGA Republican playbook where instead of answer for anything they do, anything wrong they say, things they fail at, they just point fingers at Democrats or some made up issues like trans men and women in sports and deflect as long as they possibly can.